Your brain is not your friend. It never was. You were taught to trust your thoughts, to listen to your inner voice, to believe that fear exists to protect you. But what if fear is not protection? What if it's control? Your brain was not designed for happiness. It was not designed for success. It was not designed for fulfillment. It was designed for survival. Thousands of years ago, survival meant one thing: avoid danger at all costs. Anything unfamiliar was a threat. Anything uncertain could mean death. Anything new was risky. Fear kept humans alive. Comfort kept them breathing. That programming worked perfectly in a world of predators, hunger, and violence. But the world changed. Your brain didn't. Today, you are not hunted. You are not chased. You are not going to die because you tried something new. Yet your brain reacts as if you might. A new opportunity feels dangerous. Speaking your truth feels risky. Leaving your comfort zone feels terrifying. Not because it is, but because your brain cannot tell the difference between real danger and emotional discomfort. Your brain treats embarrassment like death. It treats uncertainty like a threat. It treats change like extinction. This is why you hesitate. This is why you overthink. This is why you delay decisions you already know the answer to. Your brain does not ask, will this improve your life? It asks only one question. Is this familiar? Familiar equals safe. Safe equals survival. Progress is irrelevant. This is why people stay in jobs they hate. This is why people remain in relationships that drain them. This is why people tolerate lives they secretly resent. Not because they want to, but because their brain prefers predictable pain over unpredictable growth. Misery, you understand, feels safer than possibility you don't. So your brain protects what already exists. Every time you try to change your life, your brain activates resistance. It creates doubt. It magnifies risk. It invents reasons to stop. What if it fails? What if you look stupid? What if you lose what you already have? What if you regret it? These thoughts feel rational. They feel responsible. They feel intelligent. But they are not logic. They are fear disguised as intelligence. Your brain is extremely good at this. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It sounds reasonable. It sounds calm. It sounds like common sense. That's why it works. Most people never question it. They assume fear is intuition. They assume hesitation is wisdom. They assume comfort means they're making the right choice. And because of that, they spend their entire lives preparing instead of living. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Your brain does not care about your potential. It does not care about your dreams. It does not care about the life you could live. It cares only about keeping things the same, even if the same is slowly killing you. That quiet voice saying, wait a little longer. Now is not the right time. Be realistic. Don't rush. You're not ready yet. That voice is not guidance. It is containment. It exists to keep you inside the boundaries of what feels safe. And the longer you listen to it, the smaller your world becomes. Look closely at your life. Every major regret comes from moments you obeyed fear, not from moments you tried and failed. People rarely regret action. They regret hesitation. They regret the conversation they avoided, the opportunity they delayed, the risk they never took. But fear never mentions this. Fear only talks about what could go wrong, never about what could be lost by doing nothing. And this is how people get trapped. They call it being patient. They call it being cautious. They call it being realistic. But in reality, they are being controlled by outdated survival software. Here is the dark realization most people never reach. The people who win at life are not fearless. They feel fear just as intensely as everyone else. The difference is simple. They do not treat fear as a command. They treat it as background noise. They understand something crucial. Fear is not a stop sign. It is a signal that you are at the edge of growth. When fear appears, it means you are about to leave familiarity. And familiarity is the brain's addiction. Growth always feels unsafe before it feels rewarding. This is why progress feels uncomfortable. This is why discipline feels unnatural. This is why consistency feels boring and painful at first. Your brain resists anything that does not give immediate comfort. It prefers instant relief over long-term reward. That is why procrastination feels good. That is why distraction feels calming. That is why avoidance feels like peace. But it is fake peace. It is the peace of stagnation. Once you understand this, you start seeing the pattern everywhere. In your habits, in your routines, in your excuses. You notice how often logic appears right before you give up. You notice how often timing becomes the reason you don't move. You notice how often comfort disguises itself as responsibility. And then something changes. You stop asking, how do I remove fear? You realize fear is permanent. Instead, you ask a different question. Who is in control when fear shows up? Because the real danger was never fear itself. The danger was obedience. The moment you stop obeying fear, you stop living on autopilot. You stop reacting. You start choosing. You realize that confidence is not the absence of fear. It is action despite it. And slowly, very slowly, your brain learns something new. That discomfort does not equal death. That uncertainty does not equal danger. That change does not equal loss. And for the first time, your brain stops running your life. You do. Not because fear disappeared, but because you finally understood it. Your brain was never your enemy, but it was never your leader either. It was a tool, and tools are meant to be used, not obeyed. This is the moment most people never reach. The moment they realize the real prison was not the world. It was the voice inside their head, and the door was never locked.